Thank you for allowing RoadReady Solutions to be a part of your regulatory compliance solution. This video will walk us through how to set up the administrative portal for the electronic logging device, the drivers, and the pieces of equipment necessary for the system to operate. To begin with, you will have received an email similar to this, instructing how to get things rolling. It begins with on your computer, and it says on your computer simply because of screen real estate. This is difficult to do on a tablet, even harder on a phone, best done on a laptop or a desktop. Navigate to RoadReady.Solutions in Google Chrome. You must use Google Chrome, and then hover over the resources and click ELD Login. So let's do that. Navigate to the website RoadReady.Solutions, hover over Resources, click on ELD Login. Now back to the instructions. It says select the appropriate radio button, either Ag or All Others. For our purposes, we're going to choose Ag for agriculture. All Others is for CMV, commercial motor vehicle, over-the-road type vehicles. Next, we will copy and paste our credentials, our email, password, and license key into the appropriate fields here, email, password, license key, and then we'll click sign in, and that'll take us to our login page. That'll take us to the main screen on the login page for the admin portal, which is the GPS mapping page. It has nothing to do with the ELD mandate, but it's nice to be able to click on a truck and see where they are, what they're doing, how fast they're going, which direction they're headed, and how many hours are left in their different cycle clocks. More on that in a moment. First, we'll go back to our instructions, and we see in the bolded, segregated area here, see help menu, option for videos to learn how to add drivers and equipment. Under the help menu item here, we can see how to add a driver and how to add equipment. So if you ever forget what we're going through now, you can go back to these two videos on how to add a driver or a piece of equipment. We're gonna go through that in step by step now, so we won't watch those videos, but they're there for your use. You can forward this email for the drivers to click on this link here to download the app onto their mobile devices. This link takes them to this page in our website and has iOS on the left, Android on the right. We got the Ag app here for iOS, the CMV app here for iOS, Ag app here for Android, CMV app here for Android as well as several other apps available if you've selected one of the others. It is important that each driver carry the cab cart that is attached to this email in the vehicles. Review the cab card. Let us know if you have any questions. For technical support, the driver can select the question mark on the top right-hand screen present on all screens of the app that they download. More on that later. Admin or drivers can email us at support@roadready.solutions or call us at 877-443-6949. There's a user's guide available here, and we'd appreciate your like on Facebook. So let's get into the admin portal itself here and some of the primary functionality that we'll need to get rolling. The first step in creating a driver or adding a piece of equipment is go to Web Admin, the Web Admin menu item, Creation Station, and then simply add the driver's name. And then click Create. If you want to add a new piece of equipment, let's call it truck number 911, then click Create. You would do the same for a trailer or a box truck or a limo, whatever you're driving. For agricultural haulers, you'll need to add the agriculturally exempt locations simply by entering the location here. Johnson Farms, for example, and click Create. Next, we go to Lists, and let's go to People first, and go find the driver that we just added, which is Randy Johnson here. We're going to click Edit, and then add the detail necessary for the system to operate properly. The system needs information to operate the way that it needs to operate. Add the driver's cell phone number, the driver's license number, followed by a space and two-letter designation of the state of the license. It's important to have the space followed by the state, the two-letter designation of the state the driver has a license in. Enter the driver's email address, this is the username the driver will use to log into the app on the mobile device once they download it onto their phone or tablet. Enter Create, the driver's password. You can ask the driver what they want so that they'll remember it or create it for them, but this is the password the driver will use to log into the app they download on their mobile device, their phone or their tablet. And then a 4-digit PIN code. More on that later when we look at the app video. Next, we need the driver's home address. Followed by the cycle selection. If you're running 7 days a week, it's 70 hours in 8 days. If you're running 6 days a week, it's 60 hours in 7 days. The cycle reset in the United States is 34 hours. Remember that the cycle reset, the 34-hour reset, is an option. It's not a requirement. And then there are two special statuses the FMCSA allows for that you'll likely want to turn on: yard mode and personal conveyance. These two here. Yard mode allows the driver to switch to that special status on the app and operate the vehicle in excess of 5 miles per hour, not on a public roadway, and all time is recorded as on duty, not driving. If a driver selects personal conveyance, they can drive the vehicle anywhere, anytime, at any speed, and all time is recorded as off duty. It'll be important for the driver to make notes on why they are selecting the special status, because the inspectors will ask. Next, click Save People Data. The next stop is to go to Lists, Assets, and let's look at the vehicle we added, 911. Just like the driver, we're going to give the system information necessary for it to work properly. Is it a tractor or a trailer? If it's a box truck, it's a tractor. If it's a limo, it's a tractor for the purposes of the system. If it's a trailer, it's a trailer. Year, make, and model. 2007. What type of fuel does it use? The VIN number is important. The system needs the VIN number to operate properly. And the final really important piece of information is the license plate number. Make sure you enter the license plate number. And that's all the required information for the system. Save asset data. Finally, for agricultural haulers, you'll want to go to Lists, Locations. And let's find the location that we just added, which was Johnson Farms. Same process. Click Edit and add the necessary information. Location name, Johnson Farms. Short description if you wish. There's no DOT number for a location typically. What type of location is it? Is it a yard, for example? the commodity that's located at that location. What agriculturally exempt commodity are you picking up or delivering? The address. Remember, the address on some of the bigger yards or farms is not the exact location the driver goes to pick up the agriculturally exempt commodity. It can be quite a distance away from the street address of the facility. So it's best to use latitude and longitude of the actual pickup location that the driver delivers to or picks up from in order for the agriculturally exempt 150-mile circle be drawn around the location properly and properly execute the agricultural exemptions that we're looking for. Put in the contact at the location and the phone number. And email address if necessary, or if you have it. And then save the location. Now you can see the location is pinned there, and the agricultural exemptions will be picked up as we will see in the driver app. One last step on the adding the driver. You must go to User Manager, Manage Licenses, and this is where you go to turn licenses on or off by unchecking the app license box, or turn them on to allow the driver to log into the app. If the box is checked off under the app license, this driver will no longer be able to log into the app. So we need to turn it on for Randy Johnson, whom we just added. And it's on now. We'll turn it off for this driver, as well as this driver and this driver. Then we will click Save License Settings. Now Randy Johnson can log into the app as we intended. Other functionality in the admin portal specific to the ELD mandate are the hours of service logs. This is the meat and potatoes of why the ELD exists. Go to Lists, Hours of Service Logs, select the driver we wish to see, and we can see their list of logs, their system view, or if we want to look at 30 days at a time, we can click this button here. Let's take a look at the system view. We can see the header information at the top, the name, carrier, date, so on and so forth, which rule set they're operating under, followed by the commodity sources. This is for agricultural haulers only. Are they hauling an exempt agricultural commodity? Sugar beets here for this example. This is a non-exempt location. More on that later. Finally, we have the location itself, the start time, arrival time, and departure time. Next, we have the all familiar graph with the 4 different statuses: off-duty, sleeper berth, driving status, or on-duty not driving, with the very familiar graph that we used to keep on paper. The next section is the record of duty status. Every time there's a duty status change, it's memorialized in this section. Sleeping, time start, total minutes, location, etc., and goes down through each different duty status below. We have the DVIRs, the driver vehicle inspection report, along with the all-important driver signature, which inspectors will be looking for. And then anytime the driver interacts with the log, it's memorialized here as well. Other important functionality, you have the audit guard. You can do all sorts of different types of audits. We'll let you play around with that, ask questions on any questions you may have. Unassigned driving is particularly important. You can select that option, pick a range of dates, and identify any unidentified driving time and manage that time appropriately. You can see that we've got truck number 73, started at this time, ended at this time, went 28 minutes, starting odometer, ending odometer, total miles of unidentified driving time, which either needs to be claimed by the driver or rejected by the driver. What is unidentified driving time? It is time that the truck is moving and nobody is logged into the ELD app. The engine is still talking to the ELD saying, hey, we're moving. Nobody's logged into the app. Somebody needs to claim this time and distance. The travel menu item, here is where we go to get miles by state for IFTA reporting purposes. We select our range of dates, typically the previous quarter. July through September for Q3 2025. And click Submit. This gives us a graphical representation of miles by state, followed by a tabular representation of miles by state by truck. But what we really are interested in for IFTA purposes is miles by state in an aggregate form. We can copy it into whatever format we wish, dump it into Excel or CSV or PDF, and then we're ready to go report our IFTA mileage or state-specific mileage for New Mexico, Oregon, Kentucky, New York, or Connecticut. The mile or the gallons of fuel come from the driver entering the fuel on the driver app. You can send emails to the drivers through the app with the mail section here, which is self-explanatory. And that covers the primary functionality of the ELD admin portal. Again, thank you for allowing RoadReady Solutions to be a part of your regulatory compliance solution.